Okay, then I'll open this. Welcome everyone to this particular workshop and session that we have today, which is organized by Medinat Malefakis, a junior fellow of the Collegium Helveticum. My name is Sebastian Bonhoeffer. I'm the director of that Collegium Helveticum, and it's a great pleasure to welcome all the participants here, the panelists, the people, the attendees on the Zoom call, but also the people who are participating or seeing this via the connection via Facebook and Instagram. So that's really nice. I would like to briefly introduce Medinat, who, as I just said, is a fellow at the Collegium. She is an academic and policy expert in terrorism, violent conflicts, humanitarian displacement, and peace building. She is currently a junior fellow at the Collegium Helveticum here in Zurich and researches on digital technologies as conflict catalysts and peace building tools. Before coming to the Collegium, she was the Nigerian research expert facilitator at the Center of Security Studies, also here at the ETH in Zurich. And prior to that, she was conflict and humanitarian displacement information analyst at the Norwegian Refugee Council in Geneva. So Medinat has assembled an exciting program here and a roundtable discussion on the topic Catalyst for Conflict and Peace Building tool, social media and the End SARS movement. She has invited a number of people, Seun Bakare, head of programs Amnesty International in Nigeria, Rinu Oduala, who at the moment I think has not yet joined, but will join any moment, project director, Hub NGR and human rights advocate, Tolu Ogunlesi, a journalist, author, and digital communication specialist, JG Omojuwa, board at HFX and author Digital Wealth book, and Matthew Page, who is an associate fellow at Chatham House and a non-resident fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace and a non-resident fellow at the Center of Democracy and Development. So I would like to pass over to Medinat. Perhaps you want to say some introductory words, and so the floor is open to you. I'm really looking forward to this very much, and thank you for participating and thank you for organizing.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. A very warm welcome to everybody who is being able to make it here today. As Sebastian said before, here at the Collegium, we're currently carrying out a research on digital technologies because it's a known factor that in recent times, digital technologies, especially social media, have become central tools in organizing and also implementing social movements, be they conflicts or protests. And for this research that we're carrying out at the Collegium, we're looking into how digital technologies can be appropriated from being just conflict catalysts, but turned into peace building tools. And in this research, the kind of questions that we're trying to answer include how social media actors interpret and give meaning to events online, and how this meaning making of framings now come to shape events offline. Another question we want to answer from this research is to identify the actors that can influence peace building conversations, and also to use or to know how we can use social media to test the receptiveness of peace building actors to specific peace building initiatives. For this research, we're using two conflict contexts in Nigeria, the Boko Haram terrorist insurgents and the End SARS protest turned movement. Today's roundtable is thus going to focus on the overarching theme of the research, but would specifically look at how we can turn social media and digital technologies from conflict catalysts to peace building tools in the context of the End SARS conflicts. And I don't know which other auspicious time we could have decided to have the roundtable today, because today, June 13th, is the day that the Twitter ban in Nigeria was lifted, 7 months after Twitter was banned in Nigeria. It was banned on June 5th. And surprisingly or not surprisingly, EndSARS is also one of the top trending trends on Twitter today when Twitter ban was lifted. So today, which we accidentally chose, could not have been more auspicious to have this kind of conversation. The roundtable will feature in three phases. The first set of conversations would involve us contextualizing the EndSARS conflict context. After this, we will move the conversation to understanding how social media and digital technologies catalyzed the EndSARS protest, the movement, and the conflict that came out from it. And then the last part of the conversations that we will have in the roundtable would feature how social media can influence or is influencing the peace building conversations and approaches that have been tailored towards this conflict. Sebastian has helped me with a bit of introduction for the guests that I have today, but I will quickly run through them again. I'm really very happy to have the discussant that I have today with me. Seun Bakare is the head of programs for Amnesty International in Nigeria. Thank you very much for being here today, Seun.
My pleasure, thank you.
Japhet J. Omojuwa is a social media expert. He currently sits on the board of Malefakis International Security Forum, which is a global nonprofit think tank. And Japhet is also the author of best-selling book, The Digital Wealth Book. Thank you very much for being here today, JJ.
Thank you, Medi. Thank you, the pleasure is mine.
Yeah, thank you. Rinu Oduala, I'm just gonna make sure that she's here. Yes, Rinu is here. Nice. Rinu Oduala is the project director for Connect Hub, which is an organization that is defending and advocating against state violence in Nigeria. She is a human rights advocate and was a prominent member of the EndSARS protest and movement. For Rinu's work in advocacy, she just won the Woman of the Year 2021 award from her network, Nigeria. Congratulations, Rinu, and thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you, Medina. Thank you for inviting me.
The next is Matthew Page. Matthew, like Sebastian said, is an associate fellow of Chatham House. He is also a non-resident scholar with the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. Matthew is at the same time a non-resident fellow at the Center for Democracy and Development in Abuja, Nigeria. Before or during all of this, Matthew was also the former Africa analyst for the US State Department. More importantly, Matthew is here today because he's a seasoned Nigerian expert and consultant and is the author of the book, Nigeria, What Everyone Needs to Know, which was published by Oxford University Press in 2018. Matthew, I know it's super early, but thank you very much for being here today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for organizing everything.
The last discussant I have here is Tolu Ogunlesi. Tolu Ogunlesi is a Nigerian journalist, is a public policy and digital communications expert. And also, Tolu is the special assistant to the Nigerian president on digital media. I should also mention here, however, that Tolu is here today in his personal capacity and not in his capacity as a special assistant to the Nigerian president. So please, whatever views that Tolu shares with us today should not be misconstrued as the official position of the Nigerian government. He is currently in transit, is here with us via voice, and he might join audio, but he's here on the discussion and he will share his views, but we might not be able to see him via video. Thank you very much, Tolu, for being here today.